Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to install an LED light on your snowblower. Today I'll be doing that on an older snowblower that did not come with an LED light, so there will be a bit of a procedure there involved to do this, and that's exactly what I want to show you today. And I'll be doing this procedure today with LED lights from AUXBEAM. You can check them out on Amazon.com. They're really awesome lights, by the way, and they're extremely bright. And this is the AUXBEAM light that I put on my own personal snowblower. It's going to be a lot brighter than the older light here. And you can check out AUXBEAM LED lights on Amazon.com. They're a really good price. And I will also be giving away these two hats here and the AUXBEAM stickers to some viewers. Now originally this snowblower with a Tecumseh engine was not designed to run LED lights. If you hook it up directly to the wires that power the current light, you're going to end up burning out your LED lights. So this process here involves installing a rectifier, a few capacitors. You can also install a toggle switch if you desire. You don't have to, but it is handy if you have a super bright light like this. Sometimes I like to turn off the light and just keep the old light running so it's not so bright if somebody's in front of me. And to do this conversion, guys, you need to get a small rectifier like this. You can get this exact part number. They're easily found on eBay or Amazon for just a few dollars. And here are the specs of the capacitors you will need. I will put links under the video so that you can directly buy these on eBay or Amazon. So today you'll need one rectifier and two capacitors. Now the next step is to figure out how do I install the rectifier and the capacitors properly. Well, there is a forum online that I found this. I will put the link to that forum and the article so you can go read that as well as watch my video. But I did have to do extra research to find out exactly how to hook up these wires. It was a bit difficult for me to find out exactly how to do this because everything I read and the videos I watched were always omitting a few steps, which left me wondering exactly how to hook this up. And what I've done here is set up one light to show you exactly how this is going to be hooked up onto your snowblower. The first thing you want to do with your rectifier is identify which terminals will be for the input wires and which two terminals will be for the output going to the capacitors and then to the light. This terminal right here and this terminal right here will be the input wires. Now it doesn't matter which wires you hook up to these two terminals from your snowblower. One wire will be your ground and one will be your positive wire with the power coming into here. And these two wires over here will be going to the capacitors and then to the light. And here's how I have the two capacitors hooked up together. So I put the positive with the red wire, which is the positive to the light, and then the negative side of the capacitors to the negative wire to the light. I'll just quickly show you here on my ARIENS snowblower. Now this snowblower here came with heated hand grips. If that's the case, you're going to have two live wires coming out of your engine. All you need to do is pipe into one wire, just like I did over here, and it goes to the rectifier. And then on the negative side of the rectifier, it just goes to the ground wire. So basically you could just hook up this wire here to the frame or to the engine. The wire goes through this connector over here, but it is actually grounded on the engine or the frame. And now if you look at the rectifier, that wire is hooked into the positive of the rectifier and it goes to the capacitors and then to the big light over here. And then the negative wire goes to the capacitors as well on the negative side. And I've also put a toggle switch so that I can turn the light on and off. And these are the wires from the toggle switch. They go all the way to the positive wire that came out that's going to the light. So what I did here is I cut the positive wire going to the light, and then I put in my two switch wires to it. So one of the switch wires went to one side and then to the other side of the red wire. I'm going to tape that up a bit and put some tie wraps to tie it to the blower properly. I just left it open like this to show you for the video. Now on this TORO snowblower here, it does not have heated hand grips. So it's going to be a little bit more simple. You just basically grab the positive wire coming out of your engine, which will look like this. Then you just want to make a ground wire, bolt it to your engine like that. So these two wires here will be connected to your rectifier. What I did here is use the connector from an older snowblower, hooked it into my existing connector, and then I soldered another connector, and then I just made another wire which is grounded to the engine. So again, this wire here and this one are your two input wires. This one here is grounded to the frame, and this one here goes to the positive right here. There doesn't seem to be any difference as to where you hook up the two inputs on these two connectors here. And now this wire here and the one back here go to the capacitors. I just left it like this to show you guys, and then it just basically goes to your light. So I've soldered the positive with the positive, negative with negative, and then you can just mount the light wherever you want. Now what you will notice when you start up your blower and the engine is not revving too high, that the light will pulsate a bit. However, when you speed up the engine, the light will be nice and steady. So what I'm going to do now is start it up just to show you in the shop here how bright the light is. I'll start it up with the lights on in the shop, and then I'll turn the lights off in the shop as well. So you can see a huge difference there between the old light and the new LED light. And by the way, this is the light I'm using on that snowblower. It's a 12-inch 72-watt light. I'll just open it up to show you. This is what you get with them. And this light actually feels of really good quality, by the way. They're very adjustable as well. There's 2 mounts for this light, and all the hardware is included to mount this light. And AUXBEAM also sells light switches to go with these lights. These are especially good if you put these on your car or your pickup truck. You can hook up the wires directly to your battery and then to the light. And you do get a switch, which is handy. You can have this inside your vehicle. I don't think they're waterproof. That's why I put a toggle switch on my snowblower. And you can also buy these lights as well here. There's 2 in a box. And they're 18 watts each and they're 4 inches. These are the lights I showed you on the TORO snowblower. So you get 2 in a box, and you do get all the hardware for these lights. Now before mounting the bracket, put a bolt through here like that. Line up the nut, bolt it on. By the way, this bolt here is 14 millimeters. And with the bolt loose, you can adjust the bracket. So if you want it pointing downwards, even, or higher up. And then just tighten up your bolt. You can slide it side to side as well. And then you just use the nut and the washers in the kit, bolt it onto your bracket. And here's a much bigger light from AUXBEAM. And you can see they're well built with these stainless socket cap bolts. And this light here comes with the wiring kit as well, because it does have a relay or something like that in here. And you do have a switch. So again, look in the description of the video to links to all these lights here and the switches. Now it's dark outside. I'm going to take these blowers out one at a time, and I'm going to turn on these lights just to show you the difference. With my ARIENS blower here, I'm going to turn off the LED light at some point so you can see what it would be like with just the original light. And this one here, all I have on is the LED light, so you're going to see how bright that is. So as you saw there, guys, these lights are extremely bright compared to the old lights. I just can't believe the difference between this light and the old one here. This light here lights up my whole driveway at night. It's just amazing how bright these lights are, and you can see everything you're doing with them. What I'm going to do here is just give you a quick recap of how the wires go on. First of all, you want to locate your ground wire, or make one if you have to. Locate the wire that's got the power coming out for your light. And you want to hook in the 2 input wires right here and behind here. So this wire here is hooked up to the ground, and the other wire right here is hooked up to the positive. Now it doesn't seem to really matter if you connect this wire right here or vice versa. It seems to work the same. And now the output wires to the capacitors and the lights are right here and behind here. You can see the positive here, which I brought to the positive of the capacitors here, and then it goes to the light. And then the negative wire back here goes to the negative on the capacitors and straight on to the light. So what I've done here is taped up the wires and zip tied them together. And make sure these connectors are nice and tight on the terminals because there is a lot of vibration. And I zip tied the wire over here. You can shove them behind your console if you want. And I did end up drilling 2 holes for this light in the console of my snowblower. And I'll do the same on this blower here. I'll tidy up the wires, tape them, and zip tie them to the frame. So as you saw, guys, it's not that hard to hook up LED lights on your snowblower. Just make sure you have the wiring correct with the proper rectifiers and capacitors. And if you need to buy the lights, the capacitors, and the rectifier, I have all the links in the description of the video so you can buy these online. Thanks again for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe and you can see me in my next video. Have a great day.